What would it be like to live on Pandora? How would one live off a mostly desolate land? When deciding to pick out a dish to create, I looked at how the people were living. I first thought about the criminals that were left behind. Psychos and bandits get by with a diet predominantly consisting of meat. They eat things such as smelly undead bird eggs, trash coast fish, grilled and canned skag, or human meat.
We're gonna pound the flesh!
The major companies, Atlas and Hyperion, are backed by private armed forces which are stationed throughout Pandora. Although they aren't truly living off of the land, they have access to a wider range of foods such as beef, pizza, apples, and chocolate.
I received a package from you marked orders, urgent. Its contents included a mixtape, 14 sponges, and what I believe to be melted chocolate.
All of which might not be found on Pandora. Apples are a great example since trees aren't normally found on Pandora, apart from the ones found in Jacob's lumber mill. It's possible that a lot of these foods were transported off-world. That leaves the mostly sane inhabitants, like the ones found in New Haven and Firestone. One of the first people we meet on Pandora is TK Baha. He's blind and missing one of his feet, but the guy has a great sense of humor. The player can help him with a few missions, one of which is to help him survive the coming winter by finding Bladeflower seeds. He plans on growing Bladeflowers to use in a stew, and he asks the player to come back during winter so that he can treat them to a bowl. Unfortunately, we don't really get to see that Bladeflower stew. Apart from the Bladeflower, there isn't anything else to tell or suggest what is used to create this stew. Creating the dish means having to look into the game and picking out what could be used in TK stew. Pandora's Bladeflower is thorny and sharp, and it resembles the real-world Texas red yucca. It's not really edible, considering it's poisonous. By looking through TK's property, you can find some meat which looks like the meat found during the mission 11 Rack and Spices. It's the same meat that was stolen by Skags, and there isn't anything to suggest Skags eat each other. It's likely that TK had rack meat. The mission name, 11 Rack and Spices, is a reference to KFC. For the stew, I picked out thyme, oregano, pepper, salt, dried mustard, and ginger, which are based on KFC's suspected 11 herbs and spices. The stew is still missing some vegetables. TK has a farm, but it doesn't seem like anything is currently growing apart from the Bladeflowers. While pushing through Lockdown Palace, Mr. Shank contacts you and mentions Chaz having made chili cheese fries.
Chaz even made chili cheese fries. Chaz is really nice.
Also, in one of Claptrap's messages, he mentions a potato salad.
Giving to humans every whim, or be abused when your potato salad is a little too salty. How the hell should we know?
What can't be taken from all of this information is that potato, celery, beans, and onion are all available on the planet. To round off the dish, I added a couple of extra things to give it a more southern feel. I added chili powder and cumin, cilantro, and corn. Since red yucca is poisonous, I instead used pomegranate seeds, fresh thyme, and fresh cilantro as a topping to kind of resemble Bladeflower.
Hey, thanks. I know it's rough out here, and a lot of people barely have time to help themselves, much less anybody else. Just know that your help means a whole lot.